This retract system has a little bump on the end. So what I had to do is notch that out, and the best way I have found to deal with plastic and foam is to use a soldering iron, but you have to be careful so that you don't perforate the other side and ruin your model. But in any case, here's the retract, and it's in really nice. I'm going to glue in these hinges for the flap system, but before I go to the other side, I want to kind of show you what's going on here. You have these plugs in the wing. They look like when they come out, but there's some glue on them, so they don't come out willingly. So you have to get a little bit motivated on them. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the gear plate that the original gear is to adhere to. I'm going to save these screws because I'm going to need them to attach the new gear. And glue on that. So now I have the exposed gear compartment, and I'm going to pop this up with a screwdriver. You can see it's taking a good amount of pressure, and it's because there's glue on that. I've changed out the actual wheels and changed the rotation on them. But if you look, you see that it's got this little area here that just doesn't fit in. So what I'm going to do is take some heat to that and cut it. If you look, you can see where I've made my cuts. If you look, it's out, and the gear looks like it was made for it. So I'm just going to drop the screws in, and it's ready to go. A couple things about the flaps. Danger, Will Robbins, danger. Okay, first off, free them first before you put the hinges on. Secondly, see how I've attached two of the hinges and removed the screw on the third, allowing that to be the control horn. Also, if you look at the flap, you can see where there is glue placed in the middle here. You want to preserve that shape. Okay, so it has a nice scale look to it. It'll deploy like this, really clean, and tuck right back. What you want to do when freeing this flap is, number one, it's easier if you don't have the hinges in. Okay, so do that first, and then just gently cut along here, releasing the flap, and then cut up to this point and no further, and then across the top, just gingerly cut, but not all the way down into the flap. Again, you want to keep that shape. Okay, you don't want to destroy the flap. So caution when freeing the flap. I know any of you guys that bought this jet, you're going to want to have the flaps and the gear just like me. So you're not going to see this on nitro planes, but this is how you do it. Enjoy. Okay, we've got the flap installed. As you see, I've used this as my control horn. The flap will come down like this. And if you look on the upper surface of the wing, you see how nice and flush that is? And it comes down, and you can dial in full flaps for like an air brake, or just enough to do a short field takeoff. So very nice scale detail. I love how it's aerodynamically curved in there. Again, you know, it's just gonna do just like that. So here you are on short final, and you deploy these flaps out to here. You touch down all the way down. You can probably get it to drop all the way like that. It'll act as a air brake, and then back in, ready to taxi back to the FBO.